In the quiet village of Emmerdale, where secrets are as common as the morning mist, Moira Dingle's life was about to be turned upside down once again. The rolling hills and serene landscapes held a deceptive calm, concealing the storm brewing in Moira's life. The sun had barely risen when the first crack of thunder echoed across the valley, not from the skies, but from the explosive events about to unfold in the village. Moira had always been a pillar of strength, a woman who carried the weight of the world on her shoulders with quiet resolve. But even the strongest of foundations can crumble under the right pressure, and Moira was no exception. The farm had been her sanctuary, her place of solace after the loss of her beloved husband, but it had also become a battleground, a place where the past and present collided with devastating consequences. The day began like any other, with Moira tending to the fields, her hands roughened by years of hard work. The air was thick with anticipation, though she tried to shake off the uneasy feeling gnawing at her gut. It wasn't long before her instincts proved right. As she returned to the farmhouse, she noticed a familiar figure standing at the edge of her property, someone she hadn't seen in years, and someone she had hoped never to see again. Cain Dingle, her ex-husband, was a man whose presence could ignite a firestorm with just a look. His arrival was never good news, and today was no different. The tension between them crackled like electricity as he approached, his face set in a grim expression. "Moira, we need to talk." Cain's voice was low, but it carried the weight of impending doom. Moira braced herself. She knew Cain well enough to recognize the danger in his tone. But before she could respond, the ground beneath them shook violently. The explosion that followed shattered the silence of the morning, sending shockwaves through the village. The barn, the heart of her farm, was engulfed in flames within seconds, the heat searing through the air as the structure crumbled. Panic surged through Moira as she sprinted toward the inferno, her heart pounding in her chest. The barn was more than just a building. It was a part of her, a symbol of all she had built and lost. The flames roared like a beast, devouring everything in their path. "Moira, stop." Cain's voice cut through the chaos, but Moira was beyond reason. She was driven by pure instinct, a desperate need to save what she could. As she reached the barn, the heat was unbearable, and the smoke choked the air. Moira knew she was risking everything, but she couldn't stop. She had lost too much already. In the distance, the villagers gathered, their faces a mix of horror and helplessness. The fire raged on, unstoppable, as Moira fought to save her farm, her life, and her very soul. But as the flames consumed the last of the barn, Moira realized that this was more than just a physical fire. It was a symbol of the destruction that had been simmering beneath the surface for far too long. As the embers cooled and the smoke began to clear, Moira knew that nothing would ever be the same again. The explosion had destroyed more than just her barn, it had shattered the fragile peace she had fought so hard to maintain. And now, standing amidst the ruins of her life, Moira Dingle understood that this was only the beginning.